I remember interviewing you the first time Walt let us interview officials, and we talked about background. And I remember, your story I thought was pretty compelling, in that, you wanted to stay involved in it, and at the same time, hey, they're going to pay me?
Yeah.
This is a pretty good deal. And it's even become a better deal now.
Yeah, this has been a dream. I don't know how I ended up here, in the sense that it wasn't a plan 10 years ago that I was going to end up being here. All I wanted to do was referee in the Big 12. I loved refereeing in the Big 12. Because of where I live in Colorado Springs, in association with the Mountain West, when their position came open and I accepted that, that gave me the background to be a viable candidate when Walt chose to move on. And so it's like everything else in life. Maybe things happen for a reason or whatever, but for me, this is a dream job. This opportunity to do this is just so exciting, and I'm over the moon about the opportunity.
I got to go back because it was a little shocking to me. I remember when you took the job to coordinate the officiating in the Mountain West, because you had just come off doing the first college football playoff championship game, and I'm like, well, now that is a heck of a way to go out.
Right.
But I also didn't think you were done. I mean, you kind of left when you were still on top of your game as far as your on the field work.
Right, and I think everybody hopes to do that. I think that when you look at your career, you want to finish on top. It's just, you got to be really lucky for that to happen. I will tell you, when the job was offered to me, it took 2 weeks for me to accept it, because I wasn't ready to come off the field. I'm sure people dream about when they played, or dreamed about. I still have dreams about refereeing. I loved refereeing. I loved being in the center of that universe on a Saturday. It's the greatest thing out there. But the opportunity to train young officials and have real impact on how college football is officiated, it was just too attractive to pass on. And so even though I miss being there, my days are full. I jokingly say, instead of 2 coaches mad at me a week, I got all of them mad at me now. And the opportunity to be with those coaches and those players and these officials, it's a dream come true. I wouldn't change how this has played out.
You are kind of, in my opinion, the epitome, and I'm not going to name other officials, but there's some personalities, some guys that kind of step out, and you see it when they make an announcement or whatever. To me, you were always the epitome of the official that blended into the game. Obviously, you were the guy with the white hat, but it was never like, I never walked away like, oh, Greg Burks did this or Greg Burks did that. Is that the way you ideally want your crews to be thought of?
It's because of how big the NFL is, how big college football is. You can't avoid. I mean, I will remind you that in that last game, what I was remembered for was being the look-alike for Bob Newhart, right? I mean, that was crazy.
I wasn't going to bring that up. But.
Well, that was crazy for a couple days. But, if you're going to referee a game, you want to be known for what you look like a little bit more than what happened in the game. As a player, as a coach, it was never about the officials. We don't ever want it to be about the officials. That being said, there are times when you have to step up and make the game right. You have to do what needs to be done to keep the game where it needs to be. And that's what I prided myself on. Not being the most dashing guy, not being who they were talking about after the game. That's not my job. My job is to make the game fair for both sides and then get out of the way and let them have the game.